We are going to start with the star of the show, the Monstera Deliciosa. I've had this for about a month or so. I got it right when the plant shops opened up after quarantine. My first plant purchase in like 6 months. Since I've got it, it put out this leaf with 6 little slits and then 2 holes right here. Oh my god, I was so excited when I saw this in the morning. One day when I walked out to the living room, we got some babies under there, and then a couple of leaves on the way. You can see there's one right here, and then a few more just hitting amongst the leaves. The plant corner. They are all kept over here on these little shelves just right next to the window. It lets the perfect amount of light in the morning, and then the perfect amount of light in again for golden hour. So we're going to start over here with this little guy, my Chinese money tree, who has gotten very big since the summer started. A little bit lopsided because they have to be turned so regularly or they grow just the direction of the sunlight. As we can see, it's kind of more this way. I got this guy at Trader Joe's months ago, and it has been doing well ever since. Got a little one that broke off over here, but I tried to pull it up, and I can tell that it's rooted. Then we have my little spider plant baby. This one is a cutting that I got from a friend a few months ago, and it's doing pretty well in there. Definitely needs a little bit more soil. It got knocked over, and I just didn't replace it. The terrible plant mother that I am, but it's doing pretty well. You can see new growth. We have got my beloved, beautiful air plant putting out a new little baby right there. When I first got this, I was under the impression that air plants only needed air, but this has got to be soaked like once a week, just in like sink tap water, lukewarm, and then just dry out, and it gives it the perfect amount of water, gives it the perfect amount of nutrients to keep these little wispy tendrils from getting crispy tendrils. Then we have got 1 Rex Begonia propagation, 2 Rex Begonia propagations. This is so new to my collection. I legitimately got it yesterday. Dropped the box when I got out of the car and busted these leaves off, but I'm trying to salvage them. I looked it up and it said if you cut the vein on the leaf that broke off just right there and keep this moist, which I'm just spraying it with my little mister bottle, new growth will just come up right where there's the little splits. It's like an attempt to repair itself. So stay tuned, we will see how this goes. I haven't had much luck propagating things besides succulents and pothos, so we will see. Speaking of pothos propagation, we have got one right here, a second one right over here. My pothos completely died, but I was able to salvage a few leaves and I was able to root them. These desperately need to go into a planter. They've got so many roots. I'm really impressed. I think there's 3 little branches in here. And then we have got a succulent garden here with just a random assortment of little succulent babies and succulent propagations. Not trying to throw my mom under the bus, but I'll insert a picture of what this looked like a few months ago as opposed to now. And we can see that I nursed it back to health. All these are kind of growing in the direction of the sun as well, so I kind of need to move it around a little bit more frequently. We have another the same type of succulent in a little animal pot. I want to say this is a little fox creature. And then we've got my snake plant right here in a beautiful china pot. This was all braided together, but I unbraided it, and it has grown so much since. You can see where it was tied up being in a braid right at that little brown spot. A couple of more babies popped up in here. I like to keep little shells and little gemstones with my plants for some good juju. line their chakras. Then we have got two little donkey tails, one in a unicorn and one right back here in a repurposed broken mug. These guys are so fun, I love them. Next up we got Mr. Aloe Vera, a gift from a friend. He is thriving down there. Oh, this guy, I honestly have no idea what this plant is, but it was also a gift from a friend. It's got really pretty like cream and white and reddish maroon leaves. And it's got little flowers. Next up is my little Swiss cheese Monstera adansonii, if I'm saying that correctly. This thing has such an interesting growth story. Came from a package on Amazon. All of the leaves that it had, I want to say 3, turned yellow, got so wilted. So I ripped them off, was able to salvage a chunk of the stem, root it in water, and then it put out more leaves than it ever had since I had it. We're on 4 right now, and I'm just wondering kind of how I get this thing to start trailing. All of mine are growing up, and none are really just kind of growing down like a pothos. So I'm kind of confused, but honestly, I'm just really happy that it's growing leaves again. I'll insert some pictures of it over the months. I've been really tracking its progress just because I really wanted to see if it was able to make a comeback from its near-death experience. Little chopstick so it can kind of start to grow up it maybe, but I really do need to make a little moss pole. And right over here we have another new one to my collection. Just got this guy yesterday. It is a variegated rubber plant. These leaves honestly look fake. They're like pixelated. So beautiful. It took a tumble when it got out of the car as well, but honestly I don't see any damage on this one besides it's around here somewhere a leaf that's kind of bent in a funky direction. But this one is really pretty. I can't wait to try to grow it larger. I saw one yesterday, like a fully grown one at the nursery that retailed for about $289. So I was kind of inspired to get a tinier one to see if I can grow it myself. A couple of little baby jade plants and a cactus over here that went perfectly with my little hedgehog pot. My first true love, my first Monstera split leaf philodendron. When I first got this, I want to say maybe 6, 7, 8 months ago. As you can tell, I honestly don't know. When I first got this, it had no split leaves at all, but since owning it, it put out this one, and most recently, its first double split leaf. I'm so happy. Some pretty gnarly aerial roots over here. And then just a couple of its little baby leaves at the bottom are starting to yellow. I'm just telling myself it's making room for new growth, hopefully. I've been treating her right, giving her everything she wants and desires. And then behind the couch, I keep all my little cacti babies. I have 4. They've put out so much new growth since being behind the couch. I think this white tile and the bright morning sun just reflecting off of it has something to do with it. This one right here is my very first little cacti baby. It's only put out a flower once since I got it. So I'm not really sure its requirements, what it wants, what it needs, what I need to do to get it to put out another one. And then all 3 of these guys back here came from the same cacti. They're all propagations. They have the cutest little new growth spots. I'm in love. This one is one of my favorite kinds of cacti. Ouch. Look myself. I want to say bunny ear, but I am not entirely sure. If you know what kind of cacti these ones are, please let me know down below. They don't look the exact same as other bunny ears that I've seen or photos online, but that's what I think they are. I saved this one right here for last. I honestly have no idea what it's called, but it goes to bed when the sun goes down, and if it's bumped, all of the leaves close up. So I wanted to wait until it was open to show. Just leaves. Put it over here. Then we have my little marble pothos, very new to my plant collection. Hasn't started trailing or anything yet, but I am hopeful. These guys over here are looking really long so far. Got some more of my plant babies outside. We have a pitcher plant over here. Recently cut off all of the dead growth down at the bottom, and within a few days it shot out a new little pitcher. So my big fiddle leaf fig. Had this guy since February, and it has been growing so much this summer. I think it's put out 3 new leaves since the beginning of like May, June. Got a new little baby fiddle leaf fig right here. I just got it yesterday. We have got Mr. Rex Begonia, the father to the little baby propagations in the house. This thing is so cool. It is buzzy and has little swirls on its leaves. I saw this at the plant shop yesterday and could not pass it up. And we have my pride and joy little Anthurium boy plant. It's called a little boy, as I'm sure you can infer why. So cute. Here we have a little bit of a graveyard, just of a couple little zebra cacti that are dead, maybe a couple little succulents that need a repot job, and then an aloe vera that just got so crispy after I repotted it. So I'm gonna try to nurse it back to health. Stay tuned. I'm a terrible plant mother. I forgot my bamboo that's in my room. I got this year as a gift, a little birthday gift from my grandpa, and it got a little bit burnt being out in the plant window, so I just moved it into my room where it's a little darker, more shaded. These things are crazy. They drink so much water.